What's up, everybody? We're not doing Dave's Garage today, although we are going to do Dave's Garage. Well, I'm doing it on my lunch break on Friday, weather permitting. We got a buddy coming over with a Z900, and we're going to do a K-Tech shock swap, and then we're going to do the fork oil in the front of his one of his forks in the front. Anyway, we're going to do that. Probably get it up sometime Friday night or Saturday morning. Today, have a new acquisition of the Pew Pew type. So you remember a video I did a while ago. This one's wrapped up because it's getting sold. But I've got the Henry 20-inch 44 mag big boy with the brass receiver, heavy octagonal barrel. Did a review of that. Never got around to shooting it. This thing is 8 3/4 pounds. It's big, it's massive. It's very cool and it's very elegant. It's very traditional, but I wanted something a little more conducive to actually going out in the woods and, you know, going hunting and stuff. So I found a brand new, also Henry, also 44 mag, but unlike the other one, this one is a side loader and it's tube fed. So brand new, out of the box, nothing in the chamber, safety check. I've already done this off screen, but some people get weird about that stuff. You didn't show the safety. I felt like I was in danger. And you're like, yeah, anyway. So what's nice about this is the other one was like 8 3/4 pounds. This is 6.5. You're like, well, what's 2 1/4 pounds? A lot, especially when it's long and it's out there. That one sitting here holding it like this, it was tugging on you. I mean, I'm a big enough, strong enough boy. I eat my Wheaties. I can do it, but you really feel that extra 2 pounds, especially when it's that heavy. A lot of the weight is out there. It's a longer barrel. It has more leverage. The barrel's heavy. Also, you go loading it up with 10 rounds of 44 mag. That's a lot of weight, and so you feel it. This is much more compact. So this is the carbine, 16.5-inch barrel, large, which fits my hand better, especially if I were to have gloves on. So it's more comfortable. It does reduce the capacity down to 7+1, but it's still 44 mag, 44 special. And the beauty of this, unlike a lot of side loaders out there, is that this is a side loader, but if you want to just unload it real quick, turn that, pull that, and dump the rounds out. Very quick and easy without having to sit there and basically, you know, emptying rounds out and then counting and making sure there's no other rounds left in that chamber. I don't like a pump action shotgun. I don't like unloading it that way for the same reason. You go to unload it. What if you just miscounted? You know, you double check, you thought you checked. I don't like putting a bunch of rounds through the chamber if I don't actually have to. So you may have the one round that's in there. You know, if you're out hunting in the woods, you've got it, you know, ready to go. This does not have a manual safety. So that is one thing I noticed on this and on the other one that I had. The other one had a half cock. This one does not. So there is no safety on this. Now there's a firing pin block so that if you do not have the hammer or the trigger back all the way and you drop the hammer on a live round, if the hammer for some reason to fall forward, without that trigger being pulled, it does have a firing pin block. But this is old school. This does not have a safety anywhere that I can see or saw in the manual. It's a Henry, beautiful smooth action, right out the box. Trigger pull, again, unloaded. Trigger pull, very nice and crisp. Feels like it's a 4-pound trigger, maybe. I don't have a scale, so I'm just having to go by what it feels like. It's not as nice as, maybe that's closer to like a 3.5. It's a very light, very hardly any creep. It's just a nice crisp gink, and it goes. Semi-buckhorn sights. This one comes with sling mounts. The other one I had to add them to that, to the rifle. This to me, and it's also the checkering, whereas the other one was smooth. So here you just got it. They're both wood, but this has just got a little more grip. This to me is a little more of the style that I like. This is, I guess, would this be more like an 1894-ish kind of profile and stuff, it looks like it's a little bit of a later era, as that one looks a little bit, it's a little bit bigger, the octagonal barrel, the smooth wood, the receiver feels a little bit bigger. It's not sharp lines, it's more rounded. This to me feels like they're both old designs, but it feels a little bit newer. I really do like it, man. That's a really nice setup. I wouldn't mind it if it had a manual safety. I know that can be polarizing for some people. Some people want it as God intended, whatever. Doing my impersonation of Over the Top Gun Guy. You know, some people like it without that. I don't mind having a safety. I mean, I can opt to not use it as long as it's not one of those safeties that, you know, you load the round and it automatically engages it, so that if, you know, deer, bear, boar, coyote, whatever it is, goes waltzing past and you're like, all right, let's go. You don't want to, oh, why is it not, oh, damn, the safe, you know, and by that time you spook the animal and it runs. So here, I guess you're just going to rack it and then lightly drop the hammer. I'm going to research that. So don't, before someone starts yelling at me, I've had lately a couple over-the-top angry OCD on the spectrum gun guys that, like, the latest one was my review of my CZ-P01. I put a set of, I forget the name of the brand, but it was, it wasn't VZ grips, but it was like a competitor to them, for G10 grip panels. And they had like a snake skin. And I said snake skin color. And he's like, I can't believe you didn't give the right, why wouldn't you give the right color? That's not snakeskin color. That's a snakeskin scale pattern. This is bullshit. And it's like, am I being punked, or are you really just a retard? I feel like it's probably the latter. Unless he's just punking me and then I'm a retard for not getting the joke. It's possible. My ego is not such that I believe that I can't miss a joke. So I don't know if he was just responding to that, but it was like, I had to really look at it for a minute. I'm like, what the hell is this guy babbling about? I say snake, it looks like a snakeskin color. Okay, I should have said pattern. Some people, and it seems to be a lot of gun guys, I don't know why. And if it doesn't apply to you, don't get offended. You should not be offended. When I say the typical gun guy or the FUD, and you're thinking, that doesn't apply to me, well, then I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the ones that it does apply to. Remember that. If you get all offended and start banging away on the keyboard, you're kind of telegraphing everybody watching that you're the guy that it applies to. So if it doesn't, then you should not be offended, and you should just go, nice, talking about the other guy. In any case. And right now, I'll get someone yelling at me for, I can't believe you spent 1 minute and 49 seconds talking about something that wasn't spec related. Whatever, go find another channel to watch, I guess, you know, or start your own channel. Every guy that sits here and complains and bitches about this format are guys that have no channels and no content of their own. So, be that as it may, the semi-buckhorn sights, you know, you're really... Here's something interesting. I don't know. I can adjust this up and down. I almost feel like I have to research it. I just got it. I just got it home. Haven't had a chance to really play with it yet. You can adjust the up and down. I don't know if you can adjust left and right. I'll need to look at the specs on this and see if you can. I mean, they're okay. They're serviceable sights. The thing I don't like about the semi-buckhorn is that the U is really wide, and then the post is so skinny that it can move around. So it's good for rapid target acquisition, but there's so much wiggle room in there that you have to really kind of pay attention to make sure that you're actually centered up. Now, they did put a white notch there, white paint, to line up with the pin, which does feel like it helps with that, helps make sure it's lined up and centered in that big, wide U. But that's traditionally, I guess, the semi-buckhorns is what they used to use. There is a screw on there, though, that I'm guessing allows some sort of adjustment. I just don't know if it's windage or if it's going to be elevation. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't think it would be elevation, because this piece underneath is what you would lift up and then click and move that forward and back, and that's what would raise the rear sight to get you elevation. So I almost feel like that is there to where you could maybe loosen that and then move it and get your windage. I don't know. I'm going to look to getting, because this is screwed, I'm going to see about getting a rear sight that's more like either a peep or a proper V or something like, a thinner notch that lines up with that. I'm also going to see about if I can just remove that brass bead, and I just want either a simple white dot or a fiber optic, something like a yellow or a red fiber optic. I know that takes away from some of the authenticity and the look of the rifle, but I do feel like it would make the sights a little bit better. I mean, I guess I could just take, I've got an orange paint pen somewhere here. I've got an orange paint pen. What I'm going to do is put an orange dot on the front. So clean that with just a little bit of acetone and put the orange dot on the front. I'll do that for now because I already have the paint. That'll definitely make that easier to pick up. And then maybe lining that up with the white that they put on the rear sight. But the weight is nice. The grip is nice. It feels a little slimmer and it feels shorter. And this rubber butt plate actually has a little bit of give to it. That recoil pad's going to be a hell of a lot better than a piece of hard brass. So you're talking 8 3/4 to 6.5 pounds. I mean, you're talking about a 26, 27, 28%, somewhere in there, of basically a quarter weight reduction. And being shorter, it's a little more maneuverable. And even at the same weight, if the weight is further out, that's the, let's see, if it were to be a lever, you've got your fulcrum, which is your center of balance where you're holding it. And then you've got the, I forget if it's the effort arm or resistance arm, whatever. In any case, that longer weight, the longer length with the weight out there really does start to fatigue you. So having this be very quick, very uptight, you're going to lose a little bit of velocity. But being that it's 44 Magnum, if you had a 30-30 or a rifle round that was designed for a long barrel to get you the velocity so that you get the foot-pounds of energy that are listed on the box or that you want to get optimal expansion and range and all that, and you go to a carbine, you lose a little power. Being that it's a 44 mag, it's picking up power from a 6 or a 5-inch revolver, whatever they would normally do the testing at. So if you've got some hot-loaded 44 mag pushing whatever it is, 1,400 feet a second, whatever it might be. I don't have the box in front of me, so again, don't give me shit about it. There's a, when you go from a 6-inch to a 16.5, you're going to pick up a few hundred feet per second out of that. And so you're in your energy on a heavier, on a 200 or 220 grain, whatever bullet you're using, you're picking up a couple, 200, 300, 400 foot-pounds of energy if you've got the right loading. So would it be a little less than what a 20-inch would be? Yeah, but it's way more than any of your revolvers are ever going to have. So with a gun like this, if I do the math in my head right, I mean, you should be up around 1,600 foot-pounds of energy with a 200 grain bullet. That's nothing to write home about now, or nothing to sneeze at. It's not, obviously it's not a centerfire rifle caliber power. It's not even up to the standards of a 30-30 out of a barrel of that length. But if you can get 1,600 foot-pounds of energy out of, on a bigger, heavy bullet like that, that's more than adequate, at least in this part of the country. I can hunt black bear, coyote, wild boar. This would make short work of them, large deer, anything that's around here, as well as self-defense. So I've got a range pass. I'm going to the range. I got to figure out what guns I want to take. I've got to take this. I got to take my Rossi. I'm going to do both lever actions. I'm going to shoot. I'll see if I can set up my camera. I'm going to do this next week. Pick a day during next week. I got a free range pass from the H&K pistol I bought, and I'm going to take those and maybe take the HK pistol. I've never shot an AK. I'm sorry, an HK. So I'm going to take that over there and my Shield Plus. So that'd be 2 9mm pistols, a 357 Rossi, 92 model lever action, and I'm going to take this bad boy over there and see how they shoot. I've got 44 specials. I got 44 mags. I've got some hot 44 mags too. I want to see what the recoil's like and accuracy and stuff like that. But that's my new acquisition. This is the Henry lever action, the specific model, which I probably won't be able to read in this lighting. It's 44 mag, 44 special. That's the calibers listed. The model number is, I'm almost to a point, folks, where I got to get goddamn reading glasses, and it's pissing me off. I know it happens. I've had really good eyesight my whole life, but like in the last year, it's like my warranty's expiring, and I'm seeing like, I'm having to try to read stuff close up, especially when it's just engraved and it's black on black. Part of it's the lighting here. If I had a good light, I need to put a brighter light overhead. I don't know what goddamn model this is. Well, guess what? I'm going to put it in... Actually, I think I got the page open here. Let's see. This one specifically is the Big Boy Steel Carbine 44 mag side gate. So the model number specifically is H012GR. If you want to look it up on their website, get the specs and all that stuff. Yeah, fully adjustable semi-buckhorn with diamond insert. So that means up and down and left and right. So I guess that's good. That's good to know. I can actually adjust the windage to an extent. I mean, I'm sure there's not a terrible amount of movement there, but that'll be cool to be able to do that. So all I got to do is paint the front sight, make it a little easier to pick up. Safety is a transfer bar. So I was right on that. Length of pole is 14 inches. It is American walnut. It does have a BB-RSM scope mount type. So you've got 3 set screws already tapped. So you can pop those out, get your weaver rail or whatever it is you want to put on there for a scope, Loctite them in. I'm going to leave it like this. I like the clean lines and just the beauty. And I'm telling you, man, the wood on this is absolutely beautiful. The wood grain, it's a really, really nice setup. So there you have it. Side gate. Going to replace my big brass Big Boy. I think this one will be better to shoot and certainly better to carry. And I am going to shoot a pig with this. So Officer Mike, you need to invite me down. We've been talking about it for years. So I'm inviting myself down. Let me know when you're free. When's a good time to come down and kill some piggies. And let's do it. I'll bring this and my 44 mag revolver to finish them off if I needed to. And maybe I'll bring my 308 bolt gun. I've got a nice bolt gun. But I really would love to take a hog with a nice traditional rifle like that. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. Hit like, subscribe. Don't mind my little rant in the middle. Sometimes that's my ADD. Stuff kicks in. I just wing it and I just talk about it. And it's top of mind because some guy was just giving me shit the other day about something stupid that he's not even really right on, and it doesn't matter. So in any case, there you have it. Absolute beaut. She's a beaut, Clark. A beaut. We'll talk to you later.